So this is Egypt? Not bad. Bit sandy, though.
Ha ha ha. We built pyramids so massive, they still baffle your scholars.
Oh, so cute. Back in Rome, we built colosseums, aqueducts, and ruled half the known world.
And yet I heard your empire crumbled. Ours became eternal.
All right, Ancient Legends, chill. I just animated both of you with a few clicks using Adobe Express.
You what?
We were not summoned for your amusement.
Nope. You were summoned for a tutorial. Let's show people how it's done. Hey guys. So I usually get asked about how to create multi-character animations like these, like having more than one character in a single scene, so I'm gonna answer that today. And we're gonna go ahead and put all these characters together to make a short animated story. And the good thing is that we're gonna be doing all this with just AI and software, which is absolutely free. So let's get started with the tutorial. So the very first thing we're gonna be needing is some sort of a script. So whether you have some written or have a general idea of what you're trying to do, but for me personally, I like using ChatGPT for this, and I'm going to give you some guidance on how you can write your prompt. So I'm here at ChatGPT, and I'm going to tell it to write a funny animation script about a Roman king and an Egyptian pharaoh, because I have these two characters that I want to use. I'm also going to tell it to include only these two characters and not to generate any other character. Next, I'm going to tell it to describe in detail the environment that these characters are in, because we're going to take this and put it in a text-to-image generator and generate our background from there. And there you go. ChatGPT has given us a full script that we can use in our animation, and it's called Pyramid and Politics. And also, according to my prompt, it has given me a detailed description of what the environment will look like, followed by the dialogues for each of the characters, the Roman king and the pharaoh. All right, now the second thing we need to do is to generate the audio using the script that we just generated. Now you can go ahead and record it yourself, but again, in my case, I like to use the second AI tool to do this, which is 11 Labs. So I'm gonna head over to 11labs.com. And in this case, we need two voices for our characters, one for the Roman and the other for the pharaoh. So here what we're gonna do is, we will copy and paste the dialogues that we generated for each character from ChatGPT. Now, just as a pro tip, first one by one, generate all the dialogues of only one of the character, and once you're done, then you can proceed to the next. From here, select a custom voice for your character. Make sure to go through several of them before selecting a suitable voice, as it should fit with the character's personality. I chose Bill's voice for our Roman character. If you want, you can also customize the voice you've chosen, such as increase or decrease the pace at which the character speaks, and also the style with which he speaks, excited, exaggerated, etc. When everything's as you like it, hit generate and download the voice to your files. Copy and paste each dialogue from character number 1 and then proceed to the second character. Now follow the same process for the second character. Copy the dialogues from ChatGPT and paste it here in the text box. This time, use a different voice for the character to make it believable. In this way, generate all the dialogues from the second character and save these files in a separate folder for easy access. Now, just as another pro tip, once you've saved all the files, rename character number 1's audio files as Pharaoh and write one next to it as to indicate dialogue number 1, and character number 2 files as Roman and write 2 next to it, and so on. This is so that you know which audio file goes where, once you're about to put them all together. Just before we get started with animating our audio, we have to do one more thing. We have to combine all these audio files we generated into one file. And you can use any audio tool to do this. In my case, I'll be using Audacity. You can download that, and the link to that will be in the description. All right, so I have Audacity open here. You want to head over to File, click on Import, and then click on Audio. Now I'm going to select all the individual files that I downloaded for my Scene 1 dialogue, and then click on Open. So it's going to load all the files here. What we want to do is arrange all the files in such a way that we have 2 tracks, one for the Roman king and one for the pharaoh. So let's go ahead and arrange all these files in the order that they appear in our script. We have the Roman king starting first, where he says, "Where are we?" So I'll just put his audio first. Next, we have the pharaoh responding back to the Roman saying, "Don't blame me." So we'll put that in the second track right after the Roman first dialogue. After that, the Roman responds back, so I'm going to put the Roman king's audio and then again the pharaoh's audio. So we'll do this until our dialogue is arranged like it is in our script. So the goal is simply to arrange these audio files, so if we play it right now, it should sound the way our final animation will sound. So both dialogues should go back and forth. Now we're going to export the individual tracks that we have here. But before we do that, we're going to make sure that both the audio tracks are of the same length, and if you look at this, you'll notice that the Pharaoh's track ends before the Roman king's track. So to fix that, we're going to have to add some sort of a blank audio file just to make them the same length. So head over to Generate and click on Silence. Here you can add any length, so I'll put about 1 second of silence. So as you can see, this is a blank audio file, and what I'm going to do is I'll just drag it to where the Roman's dialogue ends, and the two tracks will now be the exact same length. This is very important when we do our animation. So to export the first track, just click on Solo, to solo out just the Roman king's track. Then go to File, click on Export, then Export to Computer. Now I'll just give it a name like Roman Scene 1. Make sure the format is MP3. And finally, click on Export. And to do the same for the Pharaoh's track, solo out the Pharaoh's track like before and export it out. Now that we have our two audio files fully exported for Scene 1, let's go ahead and let me show you how you can animate them. Alright, let's get to the fun part of things and start animating our animations. For this, I'll use a tool from Adobe called Animate from Audio, and the link to it will be in the description. So I have the tool opened right here. I'm going to be using this character as the Roman character, and the first thing you'll need to do is to change the background to transparent, because we will be adding that later on. In my case, it is already set to transparent. And then now we need to upload the audio file we just generated. To do that, head over right here where it says Browse. And then I'm just going to select the Roman King's audio file that we generated from Audacity, the one single file that had all the dialogues for the Roman character, and then I'm going to upload that. Now give AI a couple of minutes to sync the audio with the character. And just like that, we have our animation ready, so let's play that.
Where are we? One moment I'm giving a speech. Next I'm here standing with a walking eyeliner ad.
So as can hear, he says something, and where the Pharaoh responds, he's still there on the scene with a dead silence. That's why we had to arrange the audio in Audacity the way we did. And then he responds back, and again there is silence for the Pharaoh to respond. Now what I'm going to do is I'll select Open in Editor, and this is going to open this file where we can actually edit this and combine the videos together. So I have my character right here with a transparent background, and I can simply click and drag this around. So now we're going to get back to this in a second. I'm going to open a new tab and open Adobe Express once more. This time around, I'll select this character as the Pharaoh and upload its audio. So I'm going to go ahead and click again on Open in Editor, and this is going to open in a new project. Now just click on it one time, then I'm going to right-click on it and select Copy. Now I'm going to head over to my first project with the Roman character. Right-click and then Paste. So as you can see, we now have two characters in the scene. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the Pharaoh face the Roman. So I'll select Position and click on where it says Flip. I'm going to also resize our characters just to fit the scene. So great. We now have our two characters in the scene. Now we're going to go ahead and generate the background. Remember, we asked ChatGPT to explain in detail what our background should look like. So I'm going to copy all of that description and paste it again in ChatGPT and ask it to create an image through this prompt. I'll also customize the prompt according to the scene I want to generate. Again, you can use any free AI image generator tool for this. Okay, so here's our image. Let's go to our project and upload this picture by selecting Upload from here. And there you go. From the right, move your background image to the bottom and adjust it to fit the scene perfectly. Now I'm just going to place my characters in the positions I want them to be. Then download your video. And that's it. You have your animation scene ready, and this is how you can create multiple character animations with Adobe Express. So although Adobe Express is a good software to edit these animations, but it is a little bit limited and you can't do a lot with it. So if you want to take these animations and edit them in a different and more advanced software like Premiere Pro, ClipChamp, or any other software, then I'm going to show you what you need to do. So let's head back to the project. What you need to do, instead of selecting a transparent background, you want to go ahead and select the green background. In this way, we can clear out the background in any other software. So I'm going to do that for both, the Roman character and the Pharaoh's character, and then add their separate audios like before and download these two videos instead of opening them in Adobe Express. To edit them, I'm going to be using a free software that comes with Windows called ClipChamp, and the link to that will be in the description. The first thing you need to do is select Create a new video. Upload the 2 videos we just downloaded. Now just drag and drop both these videos in the timeline so that they are perfectly aligned together. So now obviously we can't see both the characters in the scene, so we are going to fix that. You want to go to Effects and then search for green screen. Just select that for both characters. And now you can see the background has been removed and you can edit your video right here. Apply the same effect for the Pharaoh's character, and in this way you can edit these videos in a different software other than Adobe Express. Alright, so I have put all the scenes together that ChatGPT gave us, and I'll be playing that for you right now. But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Here's our final animation clip, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Hey, where are we? One moment I'm giving a speech, next I'm here standing with a walking eyeliner ad.
Don't blame me, I just pressed the future button twice.
How do we even go back? This is a Roman-Egyptian crossover episode, isn't it? Are we supposed to fight a giant sphinx or start a new civilization?
No, it's a tech support nightmare. Your time machine's warranty expired in 300 BC.
I knew I should have gotten the extended warranty.
Isn't this what happens when Romans try to fix things?
Yeah, we fix everything, except our time machines. Hey, you can't move your camel like a bishop.
Says who? I'm divine royalty, I am the rules.
Well, in our rules, that's called cheating.
And in my rules, it's called strategic brilliance.
Where does it say you can move the pyramid anywhere on the board?
Clearly, it's right there in the ancient Egyptian edition of chess.
This is why we invented democracy. At least in Rome, the rules are clear.
And yet I'm winning. Ha ha ha.
Hey, at least we don't wrap people in bandages for eternity.
Come see the mighty pyramids, complete with a built-in sun calendar.
Why settle for just time when you can have lions and snacks?
Oh, so your empire's all about snacks now? My pyramids are so solid they never collapse, even in the middle of a battle.
At least my tourists don't get mummified before they leave the gift shop.
Well, at least I offer eternal peace.
At least we don't wrap people up like leftovers for eternity.
You should try it sometime. You'd be a hit at your next toga party.
What did you say, Mrs. Pharaoh?
Oh, nothing, nothing, your majesty.
My lions do like the taste of fresh royal kebab. Well, this is it. Back to our empires.
Try not to trip over your own laurel crown.
You still owe me a rematch. No camels this time.
Only if you promise not to quote yourself every 5 minutes.
Goodbye, eyeliner emperor.
Farewell, toga enthusiast.